Imagine walking through the vast expanse of the universe, but not as a mere observer, but as someone chosen to witness the raw, unfiltered mysteries of creation itself. What if you were shown the origins of the elements that make up the very fabric of our reality? The winds, the waters, fire, light, all of it in its purest form. But that's not all. What if you were then led by a mighty angel through realms beyond time, witnessing God's greatest creations firsthand, and coming face to face with something that would make even the strongest tremble with fear? A being so powerful, so all-seeing, that nothing escapes its gaze, and its presence exudes an unimaginable glory. In this video, we dive into the astonishing story of Enoch, a figure who walked with God and was mysteriously taken from earth, never to return. What happened to him after he vanished? What truths did he discover in the higher realms? And what is the powerful being that he feared, who left him in awe and reverence? Stay tuned, because what we're about to unravel is not just a biblical mystery. It's a journey through the universe, time, and the very heart of God's creation. Before we move on, I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to seek these truths? The Book of Enoch holds the key to divine wisdom, but only if you're willing to look beyond the surface. If you want to know more about the hidden knowledge of the universe, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing revelations that are only for those who dare to question the reality we live in. Enoch's journey begins in the most extraordinary way, walking with God. The Bible tells us in Genesis that Enoch walked with God. Then he was no more, because God took him. But what does this truly mean? It's more than a simple phrase. It marks a transformation from mere mortal to someone with a connection to the divine unlike any other man. Enoch didn't simply observe God's power from a distance. He was in communion with it. This intimate relationship was unlike anything seen before, and it set the stage for his ultimate ascension. As he walked through life, Enoch was guided by divine insight, gaining wisdom and knowledge not granted to others. But one day, God took him, not through death, but in an ascension so profound that it defied all natural laws. His journey was just beginning. A mighty angel was sent to escort Enoch, guiding him through the realms of the universe, past boundaries of space and time. The very laws of creation seemed to bend around him as he was pulled from the physical world into realms of spiritual revelation. The angel's power was overwhelming, and it became clear that Enoch had been chosen not just to witness the mysteries of creation, but to understand them. The winds that shaped the earth, the waters that covered it, the fire that purified and illuminated, the light that brought clarity, these were no longer abstract concepts for Enoch. They were living, breathing beings with purpose, and Enoch was being shown their origins. He had been chosen to witness the divine plan. And as the heavens opened before him, Enoch's understanding deepened. He was about to encounter something far greater, far beyond anything any human had ever seen. Enoch's journey through creation begins not in a place, but in a state of being, an otherworldly realm that transcends space and time. Guided by the mighty angel, Enoch is swept into an experience that few have ever known, a journey that takes him beyond the boundaries of the physical world and into the inner workings of the universe itself. The angel's voice is his only guide as they move through realms that are at once terrifying and awe-inspiring. Each step Enoch takes reveals deeper layers of God's divine design, a design so intricate that it would forever change his understanding of existence. The first element Enoch is shown is the wind, a force more than just air. Enoch witnesses the wind's creation, how they are summoned from the very heart of the divine and given purpose. The wind is not just a natural element, but a messenger, a carrier of divine will that sweeps across the earth. It is sent to bring life, to stir the waters, and to shape the very land. Enoch sees how the winds circle the earth, how they communicate with each other, carrying the breath of God across the heavens. Next, the waters are revealed to Enoch, not as mere seas or rivers but as living entities with a distinct consciousness. He watches as the waters were first formed, their vast depths a symbol of God's infinite wisdom. These waters, Enoch learns, have a sacred duty to cleanse, to purify, and to sustain all life. They are not passive, but active participants in the divine order. Enoch sees their motion, how the waters gather, separate, and are commanded by forces beyond comprehension. Then, fire is shown to Enoch. He sees the pure, destructive power of flame, how it was created not just to burn, but to purify and bring forth new life. It is a force of transformation, a fire that cleanses the soul and refines the spirit. The fire is not simply an element of destruction, but of creation, constantly transforming the world and revealing the divine light hidden within. Finally, Enoch is shown the light, not the physical light of the sun, but the divine illumination that guides the universe. The light isn't just seen, it is felt. It permeates everything, revealing truths hidden in darkness. Enoch begins to understand the deeper meaning of creation. Each element is a reflection of God's eternal plan, each force acting in harmony to sustain the divine order. As Enoch is shown the clouds, the final piece of creation, he learns that even they are sacred, portals for divine beings and messengers. They are gathering places for the divine will, holding secrets of the heavens. Through these realms, Enoch is not just a witness. He becomes part of the divine revelation. What he sees is not just creation, but the very soul of existence, a soul woven together by the hands of God. Enoch's journey through the divine realms takes a harrowing turn as he is led into a realm of unimaginable majesty and fear. Here, in the heart of the higher heavens, Enoch encounters a being unlike any other, a colossal entity whose form is covered entirely with eyes. Each eye glows with an ethereal light, radiating an all-seeing presence that seems to pierce the very fabric of creation itself. These eyes are not merely physical organs. They are windows into the divine consciousness, each one watching, observing, and knowing everything in the universe, from the smallest ant to the farthest stars. The being stands before Enoch, its presence overwhelming. There is no sound, no movement, yet the air is charged with a powerful, divine energy that fills every corner of the universe. Enoch, though no stranger to awe-inspiring sights, feels his heart race in terror. The being's gaze is omniscient, its power limitless. As it turns its countless eyes upon him, Enoch feels a deep humbling. His very soul is laid bare, and every secret, every thought he's ever had, is known and seen in that instant. The angel that had been guiding Enoch trembles before the being, a subtle yet profound sign that this entity is of the highest order, beyond even the power of the archangels. Its glory radiates in every direction, filling the space with an aura of absolute authority. The being speaks, and its voice is not heard with ears but felt in the very depths of Enoch's being. It is a voice that penetrates the soul. Overcome by a wave of reverence and fear, Enoch bows. In the presence of such divine glory, he has no choice but to surrender himself in awe, recognizing that this being's all-seeing eyes are the very eyes of God's omnipresence. As the being's eyes continued to pierce the very core of existence, Enoch's heart beat in sync with the pulse of the universe. Fear gripped him, not the fear of mortal danger, but a reverent terror, a profound acknowledgement of the divine that left him feeling small, insignificant, and yet utterly awestruck. Each of the being's eyes was an embodiment of God's infinite knowledge, seeing all things, past, present, and future, in an instant. They knew Enoch's thoughts, the deepest secrets of his heart, and all the mysteries of the earth. The overwhelming weight of this presence was too much for Enoch to bear. Every ounce of pride, every notion of his own importance dissolved. He was not just in the presence of an angel or a divine messenger. He stood before a being that represented God's omniscient power, a force so pure, so blinding, that nothing, no being, could hide from its gaze. As the being gazed at him, Enoch felt a surge of humility unlike anything he had ever experienced. His body trembled, his knees buckled, and without conscious thought, he fell to the ground in an instinctual gesture of submission. Enoch bowed, not from weakness, but from an overwhelming sense of reverence and awe. It wasn't just an act of respect. It was a deep, visceral acknowledgement of the divine glory he could never fully comprehend. This being, with its all-seeing eyes, was not a mere entity. It was the manifestation of God's all-knowing presence, a reminder that the divine will governs every corner of creation. In that moment, Enoch understood that no mortal could ever withstand the full force of God's presence without yielding. As his forehead touched the ground, Enoch knew that he was in the presence of something far greater than himself, the essence of God's eternal power. As we dive deeper into the mystery of Enoch's journey, I encourage you to share this video with others who are searching for answers beyond the ordinary. Subscribe and hit the bell to be the first to unlock more of the secrets that the Book of Enoch offers. The truth is out there, and only a few are ready to discover it. The Book of Enoch, a text often excluded from the canonical Bible, holds within it some of the most mysterious and profound revelations about God's creation, the fall of the angels, and the future of mankind. It is a record of Enoch's divine encounters, written by him as a testament to the sacred truths he was shown during his ascension into the higher realms. It is a book that, despite its ancient origins, speaks to modern minds, inviting those who dare to understand the hidden dimensions of the universe. In this book, Enoch describes the Watchers, the fallen angels who descended to earth, and their forbidden union with human women. He writes about their corruption of mankind and the subsequent judgment that followed. But the book also reveals heavenly wisdom, providing a glimpse into the cosmic order of creation. It details the creation of the winds, waters, and fire, forces that govern the universe, not as mere elements, but as living entities with divine purpose. The Book of Enoch also contains prophecies about the coming judgment day, where those who have lived in sin will face divine retribution, and the righteous will be rewarded. It provides insight into the movements of the stars, the unseen spiritual realms, and the ultimate destiny of souls. Enoch is shown the mysteries of time, the hidden purposes of God, and the cosmic battle between light and darkness. This book was not just a revelation to Enoch. It is a revelation to all who would seek the truth, to those who would open their minds to the deeper realities that exist beyond the earthly realm. Enoch's writings are a reminder that the universe is far more than we can see. There are forces at work that are beyond human comprehension, forces that govern the very fabric of reality. Enoch's disappearance from earth is one of the greatest biblical mysteries. The scriptures simply state that Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him. Genesis 5 verse 24. But what does it mean that Enoch was taken? Unlike other figures who died and were buried, Enoch's departure was not marked by death, but by an ascension into realms beyond human understanding. Some believe that Enoch was transformed, taken into the higher heavens where he continues to walk with God in a place beyond time. The Book of Enoch, though not included in the canonical Bible, gives us a deeper glimpse into the divine encounter Enoch had. It tells us that Enoch was shown the mysteries of creation, the cosmic order, and the judgment of the world. His experiences left him so intimately connected with the divine that his return to the earthly realm was no longer possible. He had transcended beyond human comprehension, becoming a messenger of the divine in realms that humans could not reach. There is also the theory that Enoch never came back because he was lost in time, experiencing an existence outside the boundaries of our reality. He ventured into realms of eternal wisdom, uncovering divine secrets that cannot be confined to the limitations of earth. This could explain why Enoch's physical body was never seen again, because he became one with the higher realms, part of a greater spiritual dimension. Perhaps the real reason Enoch never came back is that his journey didn't end with death. It simply continued in a timeless existence, where the secrets of the universe were revealed to him in ways that would forever change the understanding of creation and God's purpose. His ascension was not an end, but an eternal journey. Enoch's journey did not end when he was taken from earth. In fact, it was only the beginning of a far greater exploration, one that transcends time, space, and the limits of human understanding. After his ascension, Enoch was ushered into realms beyond the physical, where the mysteries of God's creation continued to unfold before him. He was shown realms that no mortal had ever seen, dimensions of pure divine knowledge that extended into the infinite. In the higher realms, Enoch's understanding of creation deepened. He discovered the true nature of the universe, the cosmic forces that held everything in balance. He was shown how the stars, the moon, and the sun were not just celestial bodies. They were part of a divine order, each one with its own purpose, moving in perfect harmony under the hand of God. These were not just objects in the sky, but living entities, each one a manifestation of God's will. But Enoch's journey went beyond the physical realms. He was taken into the very heart of God's wisdom. He was shown the secrets of the eternal realms, places untouched by time, where the divine laws of the universe are known in their purest form. Here, Enoch gained insight into the fate of souls, the purpose of life and death, and the destiny of humanity. These revelations were so profound that they changed his entire perception of existence. Enoch was not just a passive observer. He became an active participant in the unfolding of God's divine plan. His journey also revealed the eternal nature of the soul. Enoch came to understand that the physical world was merely a shadow of the true, spiritual realm. The bodies we inhabit are temporary, but the soul is eternal, bound for a higher realm where it would continue its journey of enlightenment. In this place, Enoch was shown the hidden mysteries of the divine, things that could never be fully understood in the realm of earth. Enoch's continued journey through these higher realms was a never-ending discovery of the divine will. He was granted the privilege of knowing the unspoken truths of the universe, truths that could never be comprehended by mortal beings. As he moved through these eternal realms, Enoch became a witness to the unfolding of God's eternal plan, a plan that was far greater than anything he had ever imagined. Enoch's path, one that began with his intimate walk with God on earth, had now evolved into an eternal journey, a journey through realms of divine glory, knowledge, and wisdom that would never cease. He had transcended human limitations, becoming a vessel for divine revelation, discovering more and more about God's kingdom and the universe with each step. If Enoch's encounters have sparked a flame within you, imagine what else is hidden in the depths of the universe. Like and subscribe now because the mysteries of God's creation are far from over. Don't miss the next revelation that will change everything you thought you knew about the universe, time, and the divine power that rules it all. Enoch's journey through the realms of creation and the encounter with the all-seeing being leaves us with more questions than answers. Was Enoch meant to return, or is he still walking the higher realms, uncovering more truths about God's creation? What does it mean for us in the physical realm? The mystery of Enoch's disappearance may never be fully understood, but one thing is certain: the truth is waiting to be discovered. The more we uncover, the more we realize how much we have yet to learn. Keep seeking, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep believing.